What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to Gerch Wrestles, the channel where I don't actually wrestle, but I sure love to talk about it. Let's talk, because today we are reviewing the November 22nd episode of Friday Night Smackdown. We are in Chicago, which means I can finally wear this. I'm glad it still fits me. This is the go-home show before Survivor Series. I'll be real with you. It wasn't that bad. It was actually kind of good. It's so weird. SmackDown opened up with Roman Reigns rallying the entire SmackDown roster, and I'm not really looking forward to seeing Baron Corbin after the whole thing from last week, but he's there. And then I realized, you know, Sasha Banks is the most SmackDown out of all of them with the blue hair and everything. She's so blue. She's so blue. Dabu dee dabu die. Sasha Banks would then come down to the ring with the rest of the SmackDown women's team for Survivor Series, and she issues the challenge for anybody to come down, and Charlotte Flair challenges Sasha to a one-on-one match. Then Rhea Ripley would come down to the ring with the rest of the NXT women's team, where she challenges Sasha and Charlotte for a triple threat. This would then lead to a brawl between the three teams for Survivor Series, and after the commercial break comes back, we have the match, triple threat, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and Rhea Ripley. This was a great triple threat match between the three, with Rhea Ripley taking a surprise pin over Charlotte after sliding in, getting a nice little crucifix pin, while Charlotte has the figure 8 leg lock applied onto Sasha Banks. After the match, Charlotte has a standoff with Sasha, and both of their partners come down and start brawling while NXT's up in the ramp just watching them brawl. I think that's kind of a smart idea, not gonna lie. You know, let your enemies fight each other. You know, easy pickings for later. King Corbin's in the back with Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, who we find out are gonna have a 6-man tag match versus Roman Reigns, Shorty G. I don't want to call him Shorty G. His name is Chad Gable, okay? Chad Gable. And Mustafa Ali. They're doing their game plan, but at the same time, Sami Zayn comes in, and he has a little altercation with Corbin. I didn't know they had problems. I guess they do. But after Corbin called Sami Zayn annoying in the back, Sami Zayn would then come down to the ring with Shinsuke Nakamura, where she would say that he's not annoying and that he is in fact a stud, and that Shinsuke Nakamura is a stud. And then Sami Zayn would present Shinsuke Nakamura with a brand new Intercontinental title that it's actually not that bad. It's a lot better than the Universal Championship. Maybe it's just because I like the classic IC title design. Maybe it might be a little bit harder to get used to right now, but I think they just wanted to sell more of the side plates, honestly. That's why they had this thing. Overall, the title doesn't look that bad, and it's actually, it's one of the better ones that they've come up with recently, so. This would then lead the entire Undisputed Era to come down to the ring, and seeing that Shinsuke and Sami Zayn were outnumbered, they made their way out. The Undisputed Era would then claim that they're gonna mop the floor with both SmackDown and Raw come Survivor Series. This would then lead to the New Day coming down to the ring along with Heavy Machinery, who then challenged the Undisputed Era to a 8-man tag match. So it's SmackDown versus NXT. This was a nice little 8-man tag match, which ultimately the Undisputed Era wins. Thank God, honestly, because this ends up being another big win for Team NXT, who gets a nice little momentum boost for Survivor Series. Cocky as all heck after Roderick Strong wins. He walks up to the ramp to confront Shinsuke, who's been watching the match from the ramp from the whole time, before they both get attacked by AJ Styles, and then Sami Zayn comes in for the help and attacks AJ Styles, and the OC comes down. When we come back from the break, AJ Styles is up in the ramp, and he reminds everyone that he is phenomenal and he's the best thing going on in Chicago, which led to, obviously, CM Punk chants from the Chicago faithful. And now I want to see that match. I want to see, make it happen. Make it happen. Please, Punk, please. Daniel Bryan would then make his way down to the ring, where he attempts to summon Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt's playing a little mind games. He turned off the lights, and then he wasn't there. The Miz would then come down to the ring, who felt disrespected after last week's segment with Daniel Bryan during the Miz TV. The Miz would then proceed to slap Daniel Bryan, which led into a match between the two. At some point during this match, just as Daniel Bryan is sinking deep and he's about to go and back into the yes movement, do the first big yes, very second that he's about to put his hands up, the lights would come down, doom, doom, doom. It's The Fiend, who replaces The Miz in the ring, and Where did The Miz go? I want. What did you do to him, Bray? What did you do to him? The Fiend would then very simply walk up to Bryan, choke him out with the mandible claw. The match is gonna be interesting for Survivor Series. Next up, we had Shayna Baszler calling out Bayley, who earlier in the show said that Shayna Baszler hides in the shadows and she only attacks from behind. But lo and behold, things are reversed. Bayley ends up being the one to attack Shayna from behind this time. Baszler and Bayley would brawl on the outside for a bit while Shayna was attempting to put on the Karafuda clutch onto Bayley. Bayley would end up shoving Shayna into the turnbuckle, and this left Shayna very pissed off while Bayley got the heck out of there. For the main event, we had that 6-man tag match between Roman Reigns, I'm still not calling him Shorty G, okay? Chad Gable and Mustafa Ali versus Corbin, Rude, and Ziggler, which, of course, WWE, you would have Chicago's own Mustafa Ali be the one to lose the match because you can't let anybody win in their hometown. After this match, members of the Raw roster would come down, led to the ring by Seth Rollins, who confronts Roman Reigns, and you know the two are friends off camera, we know that, but they're also friends on camera, so why then would they fight each other? Oh yeah, because Survivor Series, it's brand supremacy. I guess we gotta hate each other. In the midst of this brawl between SmackDown and Raw, NXT comes down, DX-like, very much 1998, in this Jeep tank hybrid thing with a cannon. What are they gonna do with that cannon? What? Triple H is leading the charge along with Shawn Michaels and Road Dogg, who are obviously living their glory days right now. This, of course, leads to one of the biggest brawls I've ever really seen. I'm not sure if it's the largest. It's pretty massive. I mean, it's the majority of the Raw roster, it's the majority of the SmackDown roster, and you got the majority of the NXT roster in there. All three duke it out as we end the show. Keith Lee would be in the ring during this brawl, and in the midst of it, he gets confronted by Braun Strowman, and now I want to see this match, honestly. Hey look, when you present me some matches that I didn't know I wanted to see, I think you're winning, WWE. The brawl continued as we went off the air, and again, what can I say? This was a really good episode. It probably had the most build up to Survivor Series during this whole run. Every match got a little bit more built up for Survivor Series, which is great. You need that, please. Which was something that was kind of lacking during the middle of this whole program leading up to Survivor Series. It was a good go-home show. It was a good go-home angle. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, please. This really would help me out. Leave a like, comment, share, do whatever you gotta do. Ring the notification bell because that allows you to watch the videos every time I upload them, and I want that to happen. I really do. Because if nobody's watching this, I can't live. Again, thank you so much for watching. Being a content creator isn't the easiest job, and I have a newfound respect for that. I'm having to learn how to record and edit videos on the fly, and even uploading into YouTube is a new thing for me. I really want to know how I can improve my channel, so any feedback would be great. Again, please share, comment, subscribe. It would really help out. Thank you so much. Peace.